Yeah, it's
what
so
class
cool
does the most damage?
Right now or later?
Both.
Berserker and Surge Deathblade are definitely up there, and so is Sork. Those three classes are way up there.
Yeah, okay.
Later on, more classes can compete with them, and then a lot of it also depends on performance. Like, there's such thing as practical damage and impractical damage in Lost Ark. For example, with an Igniter Sorceress, her damage on a dummy is considered impractical damage because the boss is not going to just stand there.
Yeah,
just punish the entire time. Yeah, so you're not gonna you're gonna miss meteors. It's going to happen. You know, there's also practical damage where it's fairly realistic. The class on a dummy will also be able to do that on a boss, and like classes like Berserker are right up there too. Deathblade is like it's an amazing class. Surge Deathblade does an insane amount of damage. But at a certain point, it becomes an impractical class because, unfortunately, with how gimmick heavy some of the later bosses are, a lot of times they become untargetable. Like they'll become invincible or they'll jump to a different spot. And with Surge Deathblades, 70% of their damage comes from one attack, and if they miss their window to do that attack, they do no damage. And so it's somewhat impractical.
Jesus.
But like all these cases are cases where, if the player thinks they're good, if they are a good player, they can make it work. And a lot of it is just raid knowledge of like, okay, the boss is doing this. That's a big part of Lost Ark in general, is like, if you see a boss is beginning a telegraph, how fast you're able to recognize that has a direct input on how many attacks you can squeeze in while they're vulnerable. If it takes you like a full second or two to recognize the boss is doing something, by the time you're committing to an attack, they might already have left. But if you could recognize it immediately in a fraction of a second, that's enough time for you to maybe even reposition to the back, get an attack in before they do anything else. So it's raid knowledge, yeah. It's
going to take quite a while. And I feel like one of the big reasons why Lost Ark has been successful in general is because it has things like that are the... it takes you a while to like really get good at it.
Have you guys dabbled in PvP at all, or do you plan on it?
I actually had a bunch of PvP questions for you. Yeah, so I started playing just for the weekly because I wanted to get like the extra leap stones. But the thing that I want to know about PvP is, does it start to get more rewards eventually? Because it's super fun.
Yes, it does.
So what's it like on the Korea servers?
So there's two types of PvP levels. There's your PvP level, and then there's your rank, your ELO, your MMR, whatever you want to call it. You play in ranked, and if you win, your ELO raises. If you lose, it goes down. And that has end of season rewards, things like special mounts, a special aura, a cash shop currency, a lot of stuff for ranking really well in ranked mode. But then there's the PvP level, which if you just play, just by playing the game, whether you win or lose, just by PvP activity, you'll gradually raise your PvP level. And then there's a special vendor which sells just a ridiculous amount of materials that restocks every week. And what you can buy is based on your PvP level. So you can even get like a seasonal mount. Well, I mean, the mount it expires, but you could really easily get it back the next season. It's really easy to get back. It's the mount from the storyline from that one quest before you fought the clown. You remember the cool mount that like was dashing and jumping everywhere?
Oh yeah. It was like the it's like a, I don't know, like a water goat or something, a water stag. Yeah,
that's the PvP mount.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you can get stuff like that. Again, special costumes, an aura which you can activate and just show off, special titles and that kind of stuff. But the materials do not require you to actually win or lose. It just requires you to play. And if you play enough, you can access a pretty big catalog of materials that can help supplement your growth every week. I'm talking to the tune of like for Guardian Stones, it's like if you reach one of the higher PvP levels, you can get like 3,500 Guardian Stones every week, just like at the beginning of every week. And they pay you like a stipend of the PvP currency based on your PvP level every week. It's nice, and so it's very encouraging. Yeah.
Weird question. What is that song that people link me and they say it's good luck?
Is it Romantic Weapon?
Is it? It's like it's like. Wait,
it's the dwarves singing.
It's like in the back. It's like ching
Yes, it's a romantic weapon.
Dude, they always. What is the story behind that? So the music video is so ridiculous, dude. What is?
Wait, so how do you not know that?
It's a side quest, Asmon. You did it. I watched you do it, but I think Rich skipped the side quest.
So you didn't even... Rich! Oh my god.
Wait, oh yeah, I skipped all the side quests because I didn't realize that they were good. Do I have to go back and do it?
Do you know who Balthor is?
No.
Oh.
I feel like my class is just the best class, and like if I'm ever gonna make an alt, it's just gonna be another Berserker.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
yeah,
you know that fight, and the same fight from the video, Belshazzar, in the normal mode, that was actually soloed by a single player. The top Berserker in Korea managed to solo that entire last phase on their own on normal mode.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it took them like 20-something hours. They just sat in that instance by themselves, wiping over and over and over. Whenever content gets soloed and you just think to yourself, this shouldn't be soloable, it was always by a Zerker first. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knowledge transfer my Zerker today.
Yeah, I could have expected it.
I just he's already got. Oh, wait, I don't need to knowledge transfer him. What am I talking about? He's already 448. It's probably a higher item level than your Zerker, Zach. But I actually just knowledge transferred. Artillerist. I'm super excited to try that because I've been getting a shitload of class envy every time I raid, watching them just like get like hunker down and start popping off. Like Artillerist looks super cool to me. Also, Saint, it's like totally fine to use all 9 knowledge transfers now on existing classes, even if you want to play some of the new stuff that hasn't come out, right? Because they traditionally give power passes, or is it a little bit peg? So
usually they do that, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any issue with that. Yeah, I think it's fine. In Lost Ark, the thing about like stereotypes about classes in like the highest level in Korea, it's not about whether or not a class can do damage, it's whether or not a class can survive. Because a dead DPS doesn't do DPS. There's no combat reses in this game. So sometimes
that's what's crazy is like if you fuck up, it's on you. Like in WoW, like we can always blame the healers, but it's like really hard to find somebody to displace responsibility onto in this game, and that's weird.
It's high personal accountability, so sometimes some classes they do get some flack for being a class that's more known to die. Something like an artillerist doesn't die because it's second only to gun lancer in terms of durability. So like usually you can be safely assured that an artillerist is a reliable teammate. And this comes into play like when you're recruiting for like a public party, it's like the perception that some people have about classes. All classes are capable of really good damage. It's just whether or not the person will survive to do that damage in the end. Synergies are always something you take into consideration. It's also one of the reasons why Berserkers kind of have a hard time because like Berserkers have a nickname in Korea. They're called Synergy Thieves because they don't bring their party buff. They just take a selfish 30% buff for themselves instead of bringing their party buff.
Good, fuck them.
Yeah. I mean,
perfect class for you, man. Perfect class for you. You picked right.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I try to avoid playing with Berserkers because I know they're not gonna buff me. And I know this because I have a Berserker and I don't bring my buff.
No, why would you do that? It's for yourself, man.
Yeah, so if you don't know, that's how it works. Berserkers, they have an active choice between you can either take a 12% damage buff for your entire party.
Oh, with the red mist.
Red dust.
Whatever it is, red dust.
Your party and just take a 30% damage for yourself and only you.
Yeah, I don't do the party buff. I only do my personal buff.
Yeah, it's more convenient that way. You just have to.
Well, it makes me do more damage.
I throw out my blaze.
Yeah.
I got 6% damage buff for the whole party. It's got bleed on it too. Everybody's like, "Wow, you're the best." Sorceress is just better than Zerker, man.
Do you want to do some of the questions? We haven't done any questions so far.
Yeah, dude, I forgot that we even did that. I've been having so much fun talking about everything.
Dude, in my stream, it's just questions for like the entire 11-hour stream straight. I had to write an FAQ and a 140-page Google Doc guide.
Jesus,
dude, you know how
just direction to that.
You know how I know it's bad? because people are asking me questions. That's desperation. When people are coming into my stream being like, "Hey, how do I do this?" I'm like,
That's
"Man,
pretty bad. Yeah.
man, last choice here."
I don't know why anybody would want to play not play a berserker, so it just doesn't make sense.
Oh man, shut up.
Well, yeah. We'll go with this one. Yeah, we'll just go with this one. Do you think will there be a tier 4?
There will be one eventually. We know that there will be a tier 4 eventually. There will also be a season 3 of Lost Ark, because currently we're in season 2. But what we did hear from the director is that when the game goes from season 2 to season 3, the changes will not be as drastic as what they were in season 1 to season 2. And then going from tier 3 to tier 4, they've also confirmed that when you go from tier 2 to tier 3, you kind of feel like garbage. Because like at the entry point of tier 3, you're really like, you're practically weaker than what you were than when you were in tier 2 outside of the raw item level. Because like all your engravings and stuff are gone and whatnot, and your gems are half efficiency and everything. But then they confirmed that because it was such like a bad feeling of going from tier 2 to tier 3, they're going to make it so that when we go from tier 3 to tier 4, it won't feel as bad. You won't lose as much power. Your character will still feel fun to play.
It felt really shitty to me until I got the tripod, like until I started actually getting the tripod pieces at 1370. That was when like I was like, holy crap, my character feels stronger than it's ever felt before. So the seasons themselves, what exactly does that mean? It's not just a tier, like or a season. What is a season then?
Season 1 of Lost Ark is a fever dream. It was the worst part of the game.
Yeah.
They basically, when we went from season 1 to season 2, they snipped out all the parts that people found frustrating and really annoying about the game, and they kept the parts that people liked. Like, for example, Chaos Dungeon. It's kind of funny. The old Chaos Dungeon in season 1, you remember those cinematic dungeons you did during the storyline?
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like Luterra's Tomb, where you're like going down the elevator and there's the guy with the giant sword. Those used to be the old Chaos dungeons.
Wow.
You would go through the entire thing, and you would get a little bit of loot at the end, and you would do that every single day. And it was
my god,
it was absolutely awful.
Oh my, that is not good.
So season 1 to season 2 was an update to systems for the game. Season has nothing to do with content. It's only about the actual systems of the game. So season 1, terrible. It was during a time where people actually did not like the game or the development team. Season 2 is basically they pulled a Final Fantasy and they resurrected the game. Season 3 will happen eventually one day, but we don't really know any details beyond that.
All right, yeah, that's good.
You explain tripods. Yo, can I try?
Sure, go for it.
Resource if you want to start paying attention to it. All right, you're literally fired. I wanted to answer one question. Did I do bad, Saint? I didn't do bad, did I?
Dude, I feel like a teacher grading a presentation.
That was a good presentation, right?
It's a D, right?
I'll give it a solid C minus. It was a solid C minus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it, man! I thought I did a good job.
Yeah. No, I mean, you definitely have the right idea. What's something that's really important to acknowledge about tripods, though, is starting from tier 3. You're building up on your tripod levels from. Hey, chin up. Yeah.
Hey, teach.
Don't worry.
You're building up on your tripod levels from gear to gear. So, there's a few gear sets in tier 3. Tier 3 is so weird. Because like you had tier 1 and you had a set of gear in tier 1. You had tier 2, you had a set of gear in tier 2. Tier 3 is divided into 3 sets of gear. It's 3 sections of gearing. And when you go from section to section, you're actually keeping how you built up your tripods in the first section, and they get stronger and stronger as you get towards the end section. And then by the time you get to the end of it, your tripods are like level 4, level 5. And for people in chat who still have no idea what a tripod is, it's the passives on your skills as you level them to 4, 7, and 10. So they get stronger and stronger. They generate more identity gauge. They are faster. And so your skills just feel better to use as you progress through these and level them up with your armor. Dude, Lost Ark has to be the most coon brain game I've played in the last decade.
Yeah.
Boom Brain, how?
I think everyone who plays this game is down bad with and we haven't even gotten to like the good costumes.
Dude, that's
yet.
not true at all. I'm not a Coom Brain.
Yep.
Dude, I'm the farthest from a Coom Brain out of anyone. Like I play.
Oh,
the
so
game
true.
It is true, man. I play this game for the mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
I play it for the challenge. There's nothing. I don't do anything in my life based around stuff like that. I do, but once again, it's for the mechanics. Nothing in my life is based off of being is it really? Hi. Asmon's being mean to me, by the way.
Why
He deserved it. He deserved it.
I can't hear him.
He's still being mean to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it worth selling all T3 tradable mats right now?
Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, I mean, you're the one selling them.
Okay, I'm scared because like whenever I say anything like this, I feel like Elon Musk when he's on the toilet in the morning and he tweets something about a stock.
Crypto, and then like something goes up by like 10% or something.
Yeah, this happens.
Dude, Stoops ruined.
Yeah, he does it too.
Dude, he ruined the price of crystals. He actually destroyed the entire economy after the last Allcraft episode.
I'm selling all of my T3 materials, but I do think that the honor shards will go up. I think right now people don't need them, but later on they will. But I think everything else will go down.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I could see that for sure. We do like maybe
sell honor shards now. Sell them now.
Yeah, there you go.
Like it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Sell them now. Sell them now. Sell them now. Sell.
Good. Okay.
How do you deal with silver drought when you hit around 1350?
Yeah, silver just mainly comes from alt play, to be honest. If you play your alts, they earn a lot of silver in Chaos Dungeon. And also, there's a very, 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 very popular Una's task. I call it Amazon Prime Island, personally.
Low paying?
It takes place, yes, low paying. It's a shipping warehouse in the middle of the ocean that delivers parcels everywhere else in the ocean.
Okay.
And if you these dailies, they give silver and a pretty good amount of them. And it's really simple of just like take the quest and then bring it to Arthurtine, bring it to Shoeshire, bring it to Rohendel. But you know, as you know, traveling that far is kind of a pain in the ass. So that's why you use your Bifrost points and you set them up to just teleport to the NPC instantly, and then your Una's tasks are done for the day in 2-3 minutes, and they bring in like a heap load of silver.
Jesus.
For chat, if you're in that situation, you're in tier like 3, and you want a specific gem, the best thing to do is to like, let's say you have a level 5 damage gem, you sell that level 5 damage gem, and then using that gold, you buy the damage gem of the skill that you want. And it shouldn't cost that much different. People buy bad gems because they can use bad gems to combine into higher gems.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. And I guess last question here is like, what do you think the longevity for Lost Ark is going to be in the West? Like we see now, like I look at the Steam charts, and even now the game's peaking at over 800,000 people online.
Legion Generals will definitely bring a lot of people in. I think a lot of those are bots, by the way. But that being said, even if we exclude the bots, the director wanted 200,000 CCU. Yeah. That was what his expectations are, and that we kind of like blew past it. I think the game can do well because usually the death blow to a lot of games is the lack of content and the lack of polish. Fortunately, the Korean server practically acts as a beta server for all future updates, and then they get shipped over to the West really quickly. For example, there's a bunch of quality of life changes that I think people will love. Like a checklist built into the game that you can configure to track which dailies and weeklies you have and have not done. In the options to put head attack and back attack markers so you can see where the exact head attack and back attack position of bosses are.
Oh, wow.
Or party member HP bars that you could move around and configure in the way that you like it. Quality of life changes in Korea, they go to the other regions super fast. It's content that takes time because, you know, it's vertical progression. They need to take their time with releasing it. So I think that Lost Ark does a really good job at polish. And if you watched, do you guys know what Loa On is by any chance?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They said they would slow down on raids. So instead of like 7 raids this year, we're looking at like 5 raids this year. And what they said is if you're someone who focuses on raids, if you only want like raids, maybe take some time off from the game between raids play something else, and then come back when the update that you want is in. That's the director's own words.
Every game that says that ends up being a good game now. You know what? Like Final Fantasy, I haven't played Final Fantasy in like a month. I am so excited to come back. Like I love the game just as much as I always did, and it doesn't need to manipulate me and trick me into fucking playing. Because of course I'm gonna play. Because when I come back, it's good. And I feel like Lost Ark is a similar game in a lot of ways. And also like even things like rest. Like I didn't play yesterday because I was moving into my girlfriend's place, and you know, it took some time, and so I didn't get to play Lost Ark yesterday. So I ended up just getting rest yesterday, and you know what? I feel rewarded and I feel refreshed, and that's because the game respects me.
Right.
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, the rest system is great. It's really nice to go into, like, do a content and then get double the loot for it. It just feels good.
Feels good.
You get the 2 Guardian Souls. Yeah, it feels great, man.
Feels good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like just overall, I mean, I feel like the game's going to have quite a lot of longevity. Like, just from what I've seen so far, I mean, people are going to continue playing this game for quite a while because it has an end game that's actually progressive. And this is like, as I said, I think it's the biggest weakness a lot of these, you know, MMOs have, is that a lot of times whenever you hit max level, I mean, like with New World, this was especially an issue outside of the 2 dungeons you're able to do. It's like you're just doing the exact same content over and over and over, but the numbers are bigger. And like with Lost Ark, they actually provide new content to do and like new verticals that you can make your character better, like that tripod stuff and gems and, you know, like all these other little things like cards.
You know my favorite thing about the game so far? And WoW, it's like you just did the hardest content in the game. Now you got these big ass shoulder pads, and like a stupid sword and spiky helmets. And in this game, it's like, man, I just look like the coolest substitute teacher ever. I was looking at the scouter gear, like the end game scouter gear, and it's like, what do you get when you clear the hardest content? The coolest pair of sneakers you've ever seen. It's just so different from any other game. Like, dude, the tier 3 geared on sorcerers is so cool. Like, I love it so much. Yo, you want to see some? Look at this. Yo, Asmon, rate my glamour. Yo, check this out. Here, wait. Skins. Yo, check this out. This is that custom drip I made. This is the custom drip.
Oh, bro, that's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got her in that Louis V.
I mean,
man.
yeah, I get it. I fucking get it. It actually matches really well. Like that's the thing.
When she turns, there's just like a little bit of red detailing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it. I do really appreciate you coming on saying this. Like your videos have been like super helpful. They've been really approachable. They've been like new player friendly, etc. So I mean, we really appreciate what you're doing, man. Thanks a lot.
I'm really surprised that you said that because a lot of times I think that my videos are too wordy. I'm like, I need to make this language like simpler so that people can absorb this better.
I mean, like to a certain degree. I mean, but like it's wordy because it's complicated. Like, of course it's going to be wordy. Like there's a lot of shit.
I'm really happy. I hope that you guys enjoy the future content too because it's a very promising roadmap ahead for Lost Ark.
Oh, me too, man. I'm so excited. I really am. I hope it's going to be fun. And thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate it today. We had a great stream. We had quite a long stream. And you know what? We had a good time. So thank you guys, and thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Rich and Saint, for being part of the show, as always. And we will see you guys later.
Yep, thanks for having me. See you guys.
Yeah, for sure. See y'all later. Peace.
If you're recording cookie video, can you say hello to Korean fans? I mean, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it in English. Is that okay, Rox? Okay. What do I want to say? What did I want to say? Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. Now I know what I want to say. Hello to all my friends and fans in Korea. Thank you for supporting the channel for such a long time now. It's always been great to interact with people from Korea in the same server as me. Whenever people do recognize me, I'm currently playing on the overseas server, but I haven't left the Korean server, and then I'll probably never leave the Korean server. So thank you for always being so supportive of my channel for the past I guess over a year now. I think it's been over a year now. Yeah. Oh my god, what are these emotes over my head?